This is gonna do it. Thanks for sticking around here, guys.
Nice job, guys. It's good. It's jazzy.
It was a little jazzy.
A little freeform.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi,
what's your name?
my name is Edna.
Hi, Edna.
Hi.
You have the last question. Make it good.
Okay, well, so I find it funny when young kids curse, right? And especially when they do it accidentally in the correct context. My question is if any of your kids have accidentally cursed, and what was your reaction?
My son, when he was very young, figured out that he could get a reaction out of grown-ups if he swore. So he would, not by accident, just say, fuck, all the time. And we consulted a child psychologist to try to figure out how to get him to stop. Because we'd be like, stop, you can't do that. And he'd be like, and he'd say it more and more. And so the instruction was you just have to ignore it because he knows that he's getting a reaction out of you. So then we would go to like my grandparents and he would go, fuck. And then I would just go, and everyone was like, why do you let him talk like that? And I'm like, it's fine. I'm going to tell one more story, which I actually told last night at my show, but so some of you already heard this. But my daughter knew not to swear because like they knew that the rules were kids don't swear, and she had an imaginary friend named Bobby, and one day she really loved Bobby. Like she spent all of her time talking to Bobby, talking about Bobby. They were really like two peas in a pod. And one day she came to me crying, and she was like, "Daddy." I was like, "What, honey? What happened?" She said, Bobby said a bad word. And I said, oh, what did she say? And she said, Bobby said the F word. And I was like, oh, no, honey, that's terrible. That's really bad that she did that. And she said, yeah. And so I choked her. And Dad, I think I killed her. And we never heard from Bobby again. She actually killed Bobby for swearing. Anyway, those are my kids' swearing stories.
My daughter said the F word, and I choked her. We haven't heard from her since. She was which daughter? No, my kids have been pretty good in that department. I will say that I knew that reacting was not the way to go. Probably because you told me that. Zeppelin, he likes to do this like rhyming thing just while he's just going about his business. You know, he's doing Legos or something, and he's like, shit. And I was like, but I'm like, don't call attention to it because he doesn't know what he's saying. So I haven't necessarily had to worry about them. And Arrow's the one I'm worried about the most because I know she knows, and I know she's waiting. She's just biding her time. JJ she's going into 6th grade. She knows all the words, but she's never slipped.
Really?
She's never slipped. She's a little angel until she isn't. But she's, I know it's coming. No, I don't know. She is a super good kid. And she'll play music. I let her DJ in the car. I hand her my phone and she DJs while we're, going to school or whatever. And sometimes she accidentally does the explicit version of songs, but she's always very good. She's like, no. If it has an E, you can't play that song. You got to find the one that doesn't. And then she accidentally played one that was explicit, and it was just her and I in the car. And I was like, and then the word, there was a couple of words, and I was like, hey, what's going, where are we? And she's like, I'm sorry, Dad, I know those are bad words, I won't, let me just fix this. And I'm like, okay, you don't use those words, do you? She's like, no. I'm like, do your friends use those words? She's like, which ones? So, I simply say, I'm like, those are adult words. You can say them when you're an adult, but when you're a kid, don't say them. Those are adult words. And like, even when somebody says it, we hear like somebody drops an F-bomb or somebody says that, I just look at her, I'm like, adult word. And she goes, Dad, I know. So that's what we say. We just say those are adult words. It's not, those are off limits, you can't do it, it's just like, you can't drive a car, you can't vote, you can't use that word.
Did I ever tell you this story just really quickly? My son Calvin was little and he wanted to see a movie that I was in called Rating, and I said, you can't see that, it's for adults. And so when he got to kindergarten, the teacher asked everybody, what do your parents do? He said, my dad does adult movies. Okay, I guess everybody does something.
And then brought up a picture of you on The Boys.
Yeah, exactly. Turns out it's true. See?
Thank you.
That was the last
Let's hear it for Misha College and Jensen and Misha.